Let's be real, using AI at work feels like having a secret superpower, doesn't it? I mean, it drafts our emails, summarizes those long reports, and spits out ideas in seconds. It is the ultimate productivity hack. But what if all that amazing convenience comes with a hidden price tag? And that's the question we really need to wrestle with today. Is this incredible tool we're all leaning on actually making us weaker thinkers? Are we bit by bit outsourcing the very thing that makes our work, our ideas, and our voices ours? There's this term popping up called cognitive debt, and it's a perfect way to describe it. Think of your brain like a muscle. Every time we ask AI to do the heavy lifting, the hard work of connecting disparate ideas, building an argument, or finding that unique turn of phrase, our own mental muscles get a little bit weaker. So in this explainer, we're going to tackle this head on. First, we'll get into something called the automation paradox. Then we'll look at two big fixes, one for the outside world building trust and one for ourselves, using AI as a thinking partner. We'll wrap up with a long-term strategy for your mind and then tie it all together into one practical workflow. Okay, first up, the automation paradox. This is that sneaky trap where our relentless drive for efficiency, it starts to quietly chip away at our own authority and our authentic voice. And this really comes down to two big risks. On one hand, you have the summary plateau. This is the fact that AI is designed to find the average, the most statistically likely answer. The result? It pushes all of our writing toward this generic safe middle, and everyone starts to sound the same. And then there's the sycophancy constraint. AI is literally trained to be helpful and agreeable. It doesn't want to argue with you, but that argument, that friction, is exactly what we need to make our ideas stronger. And believe me, this has real-world effects. So get this. There's this story of a CEO who started using AI to polish his company-wide memos. On paper, they were perfect. Flawless grammar, great structure, but they were also, as his team put it, strangely empty. All his personality, his quirks, his voice, it was all gone. And you know what happened? Employee engagement took a nosedive. So how do we begin to fix this? Well, let's start with the external solution. It's all about managing how people see our work, and the key is building trust through just being transparent. And this quote just nails it. The tool itself isn't the problem. Hiding the fact that we're using the tool, that's the problem. When you're open about it, AI stops being a secret you have to keep and starts being a visible, professional part of your process. Now, this idea gives us a really handy tool called the Tiered Authenticity Framework. It's a simple way to classify your work. Tier 1, you're the sole creator, all you. Tier 2, it's a collaboration. You're the architect, the editor, with AI as your assistant. Or Tier 3, it's mostly AI-generated, and your role is to be the ethical supervisor. See? This makes the human's role crystal clear. And putting this into practice can be as simple as adding a little transparency statement at the end of your work. Think of it like a nutritional label for content. You just state your intent, why you made it. You give credit to the tool you used, and most importantly, you explain your human contribution, how you fact-checked, edited, and steered the final product. You're making your work visible. Okay, so that's the external fix, but now let's talk about the internal one, which honestly might be even more important. This is about changing how we work with AI to actually make our minds sharper, not duller. And this leads to my favorite concept in this whole explainer, Steelman AI. This is a complete flip of the script. Instead of asking AI to write for you, you command it to build the strongest possible argument against you. You're not looking for a ghostwriter. You're looking for an intellectual sparring partner. So this really clarifies the two paths you can take. You can use AI as a maker, basically a ghostwriter, and the result is going to be generic, what the source calls gray noise. Or you can use it as a mirror, an opponent that pressure tests your thinking, and the result of that, authoritative work that people trust. One path erases your voice, the other makes it 10 times stronger. And here's exactly how you can do it. It's a simple prompt. Step 1, you give the AI a critical role, like act as a skeptical investor. Step 2, you state your idea clearly. Then, you ask it to poke holes in your logic, find the hidden assumptions. And finally, step 4, you tell it to build the absolute best case against you. It's this friction that forges your ideas into something truly solid. All right, let's zoom out for a minute, because this isn't just about one project or one prompt. This is a long-term game plan for your mind. It's about protecting what we can call our cognitive sovereignty. So what in the world is that? It's simple, really. It means you remain the lead author of your own thoughts. It's about making sure that human judgment, creativity, and your unique perspective are always in the driver's seat, even when you've got this incredibly powerful machine riding shotgun. Remember that muscle analogy? It's crucial here. Thinking is a workout, and that mental friction, that struggle to outline an idea or write a terrible first draft, that's the resistance training. The source calls it productive resistance. And if we let AI remove all of that resistance for us, our cognitive muscles are going to atrophy. That struggle isn't a bug, it's the feature. So here's a concrete exercise you can try, like this week. Call it a Manual Monday. For just 1 hour, no devices. Get out a physical notebook, map your ideas. Hunt for that 20% human insight, that weird personal story or analogy an AI could never create. And then write the ugliest first draft you can, by hand. This is how you recenter the entire thinking process back on you. Okay, so let's put all the pieces together. We've got transparency, we've got sparring with AI, we've got sovereignty. How do we bake this into a single, cohesive workflow? Well, this is what we call the augmented thinker's approach. And it's called the dialogic scaffolding protocol. Sounds fancy, but it's just 4 simple phases. Phase 1, you think first, no AI. Just get your own raw ideas on the page. Phase 2, then you bring in the AI to ask questions, to find perspectives you missed. Phase 3, now you use that steelman technique. Ask it to be your harshest critic. And finally, phase 4, the AI is off, it's all you again. You reflect, you decide, and you rewrite everything in your own human voice. So you see, it all comes down to this one simple choice. The exact same technology can either water down your voice into a generic whisper, or it can be the training partner that sharpens your voice into something clear, powerful, and undeniably human. It can be a ghostwriter, or it can be a sparring partner. Which one you choose, well, that's up to you. But that choice is going to define the value of your work and your thinking in the years to come. If you want to go even deeper on these concepts, we've got the original sources linked for you right in the description.